Okay, so here is the deal. We are going to now talk about converting from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. So there's just one number that you need to know. So we'll start from converting degrees to radians. So this is how we convert from one to the other. And the number we're always going to do is we're going to take our degrees, we're going to multiply times pi over 180, and that's going to give us our radians. So if I said I had a 90-degree angle, I'd multiply it times pi over 180. I'd break up my calculator, and what I'd look at my calculator is I try and figure out what 90 over 180 is, and the pi just kind of carries over. So in your calculator, if you do 90 over 180, you're going to get 1/2. So you're going to get 1/2. So it's 1 pi over 2. We just call it pi over 2. So if I had 45 degrees and I wanted to convert it into a radian, again, I'm only going to worry about that 45 divided by 180. Really what I need to do is I need to figure out what is 45 out of 180. What does that simplify to? Because the pi just kind of carries over. And that 45 over 180 simplifies to 1/4 pi. And again, we'll just call it pi over 4. Now let's make a more complicated one. Let's say we got 172 pi times pi over 180. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm just telling you, it's a calculator thing. I don't expect you to be able to do this in your head. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to say alpha, y equals, enter, and you're going to put in your fraction, so 170 divided by 180. And that's going to give me 45ths. So that simplifies. So again, instead of 172 over 180 pi, my calculator told me that that was 43 pi over 45. And that's how we're going to do it. Never have a decimal. And it works the same with negatives. So if I had negative 216 degrees and I needed to turn that into a radian, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have negative 216 over 180 pi. And what I'm going to do here is alpha, y equals, enter. Here's my negative is down here, negative is down here, negative 216, 180 in the denominator, and that gives me negative 6/5. So this would be negative 6 pi over 5. So that's how we go from degrees to radians. We multiply times pi over 180. Now to go the other direction, if I want to convert radians to degrees, I use the same formula, but now what I want to do is I'm going to have it the inverse of it. So what happens is I need to move this over here next to the radians, just so you know what's going to happen. Radians times 180 over pi, it's going to equal degrees. So if I had something, let's say it was 4 pi over 5, and I wanted to convert that into radians, I multiply it by 180 over pi. The really nice thing is those pi's cancel out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my calculator and I'm going to say, what is 4/5 of 180? So I'm going to say, what is 4/5 times 180? And in this case, it's 144. So this becomes 144 degrees. If I had negative 3 pi over 2, and I wanted to turn that into degrees, 180 over pi, the pi's, again, will cancel out. And now what you want to do is you want to do negative 3/2 times 180. And this is one where we're okay with decimals or we're okay with things. So this one would be negative 270 degrees. 270 degrees. If I wanted to do 12 pi over, let's say, what, 17, whatever, it's 12 pi over 17. 180 over pi, the pi's cancel out, and then I'm going to take 12/17 times 180. So again, 12/17 times 180. And in this case, I'm going to say it's about 127. In this case, I'll do to 1 decimal point, 127.1 degrees. Decimals are okay when we're going back to degrees. Decimals are not okay when we do them in radians. So that's how we do our conversion. So hopefully that helps. Again, we have to practice in class. So I recommend you practice. I recommend you use the index card, write those formulas down on it and a couple examples, because trust me, that will definitely help you in the long run. So hopefully that kind of closes the loop on our day 1, 2 kind of stuff we're going to do. And again, use a reflection to ask me questions.